Hi guys, it's Justin here, Trader 187. Today I'm going to be doing a video on a tool called Fibonacci. The Fibonacci is a technical tool used to determine areas where price is likely to find support or resistance. As you already know, support can become resistance and resistance can become support. So I'm going to show you how to apply Fibonacci using MetaTrader 4 MT4. So here's your chart. What you'll do is you'll press insert. There's two ways of getting the Fibonacci tool. I'll show you both ways. Insert, Fibonacci retracement. And when you're in an uptrend, you draw the Fibonacci from the low to the high. So you draw from the lowest point there, which is the highest point here, but at the minute you can't see it because the lines are yellow. So you double click, right click, Fibonacci properties, you can change to any color, but it's best to have a color that you can see. Press OK. So now you can see the blue lines. Another thing as well, based on my experience over the years, using Fibonacci, you'll see that many people try to take into consideration Fibonacci levels between 38.2 and 61.8, but due to my back testing and my experience, I found that the lowest number is actually 66.0, so you can go and add that in. So what you do is you double click on there, so you can see this little dot, hover above it, right click, Fibonacci properties, then you go on to Fibonacci levels, press add, and here you say 0.66, and here you say 66.0, and you'll notice that another line will be added here. Press OK. So based on my experience and past backtesting and research, when in an uptrend and you're looking for opportunities using the Fibonacci, you'll draw the Fibonacci from the low to the high as we did, and we'll look for signs of bullish candlestick patterns or anything else between the levels of 38.2 and 66.0. So I'll mark out this level now using a rectangle so you can see it clearly. So there's a 38.2 level and there's a 66.0, and I'll just go across. I'll double click on it because it's support, and to make it easy for you guys to see, I'll make support green. So how you would actually use it, for example, if you was currently at this time in the market, you draw the Fibonacci from the low to the high, you'd see that you're in an uptrend, but then you'd start seeing that price is retracing. So you'd use the Fibonacci tool to give you a likely example of where price is likely to find a level of support, and that would be between the 38.2 level and the 66.0 level. As you can see, price retraced and it nearly reached 38.2 level here, but it didn't. Went up slightly, then went down, and as you can see, within the 38.2 level, you've got this large engulfing candlestick pattern. I'll go on to candlestick patterns in another video, and you can see that price then found support as price went up. It went up around about 105 pips, but as you can see, price went back down. So if you follow this strategy, you'd have made 100 pips here. You can see that price went down, looking for some kind of support. But what I have found, based on my experience again, is once price has tested the level of support or resistance within the Fibonacci level, you'll see that the second time and after that, prices doesn't really respect the Fibonacci level. So it works great on the first time, and it works well sometimes in the second time and third time, but it works best on the first time. So this is an example of how to draw Fibonacci when you're in an uptrend. So I'll show an example of how to use it in a downtrend as well. Here's an example. We'll draw the Fibonacci this time because you're in a downtrend. You draw a Fibonacci from the high to a low. So you click. Oh, sorry. I'll show you another example. I showed you previously to go to insert, Fibonacci, and then click on retracement. But now another way is here. Go by the cursor, go by this static line thing here, right click, press customize, go to Fibonacci retracement, insert, and you can see you came here. Then just close it down. And because we're in a downtrend here, you can see that you draw Fibonacci. You click on the Fibonacci, you draw it from the high to the low, which is here, and you can see that you draw your Fibonacci. We just draw the mark. Remember, the key levels in Fibonacci are between the 38.2 level and the 66.0 level. But this time we're in a downtrend, so I'll draw it. I'll make this box red, well, pink. So because we're in a downtrend, I'm making it pale red so that you can see that it's representing resistance. So again, in a downtrend, when you draw Fibonacci, you draw Fibonacci from the high to the low, and then you mark out your key level from the 38.2 level and the 66.0 level. Then according to your strategy, you'd say if price enters my resistance level, I will look for some kind of bearish signal and I will execute. And here you can see that there's a pin bar here that you could have entered, and you could have got around 86 pips, and another pin bar here where you could have got around 150 pips. But these are just examples of how you can use Fibonacci in order for you to make trades. But Fibonacci can be used as price targets, can be used for you as a guide to add to your trades. It can be used to trail profits, and it works in uptrends and it works in downtrends. One of the main things is not to use Fibonacci to determine trend, because according to Fibonacci, if you're in a downtrend and price exceeds the 66.0 level, you're no longer in a downtrend. But according to one of the past videos that I've done based on trend is based on, well, uptrend is higher highs and higher lows, and downtrend is lower lows and lower highs, and uptrend is higher highs and higher lows. So just because you exceed the 66.0 level doesn't mean that you're no longer in uptrend. But as you can see, if you was using the previous Fibonacci rules, you just look at price between the 38.2 and the 61.8. But again, due to my experience over the years, 7 years, the 66.0 level is far better than the 61.8 level. So I hope that this video tutorial helped you. I know it was short and quick, but if you like more in-depth information on Fibonacci or more help, subscribe to our page below and you'll get ebook and more in-depth information, and also webinars. So I hope that helped you.